Hi, welcome to the Fireside Chat today. And we have with us a very special guest, Mr. Rupesh Nirgude. He's the Chief Information and Digital Officer at Prism Johnson. Rupesh Nirgude has more than 22 years of experience in various roles in IT and business functions. And he has experience in establishing and managing centers of excellence and IT shared service organizations, transitioning global delivery operations, aligning business and IT, establishing strategic vendor partnerships, and setting up IT governance processes. He has successfully led key transformation projects in CRM and digital transformation, implemented our digital platform for unification of digital interactions, and applied concepts such as design thinking, agile project management, and IT governance guidelines. Very warm welcome to you, Rupesh.
Thank you, Kalpana. Thank you for having me on CXOTV.
To begin up, Rupesh, as Prism Johnson is into the construction materials and the building materials. So the question is very pertinent to it. Like the building material and cement industry is undergoing rapid transformation with the introduction of advanced construction technologies such as prefabrication, modular construction, and 3D printing. So how is Prism Johnson staying ahead of these trends and adopting new technologies to enhance the quality and performance of your products?
So, just to give you a background of Prism Johnson, we are integrated players in the building construction markets. And I say integrated means we manufacture core building material products like cement, tiles, bath fittings, and concrete. So, and as you correctly said, that this industry itself is on a very revolutionary path across all the sectors, like right from manufacturing to the marketing side of it. And typically, what's happening in the building construction side is that now certain areas are getting more into home improvement products, like the category which we are into, like the tiles and the bath fittings. Those are no more just part of the building materials, but it's also entering into the home improvement products category. So there is a lot of technological change as well as the advancement on the consumer side, which is. And in terms of technical technology side, the type of revolution which we have seen in the industry, it's happening. So it's happening at a very rapid pace, be it on the manufacturing side or be it on the marketing side. So whatever the transformation has, whatever technology advancement has happened in last 20 years, the pace of it has now been accelerated in last 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
So in terms of what we are doing is we are also trying to gear up with the technological advancements. Yes, as you correctly said, that there are some prefabrication. The industry is more towards prefabricated products. Typically, when it's the projects like the large infrastructure projects. So we are also gearing towards it by making adopting new technologies and specialized products. Like when it comes to infrastructure projects like the metros or the bridges, we are also getting working on our R&D systems to see what are the better quality products which we can produce, and getting closer to the customers by having a plants on the sites near to the construction sites. But there is still a long way to go on the technology like the modular systems which we are talking about.
All right. So sustainability has become a key focus across the industries. And like what sustainable practices your organization is incorporating into manufacturing processes to reduce environmental impact? And are there any initiatives in place to promote the use of sustainable materials?
So as you are aware that this industry is contributing one of the good amount of CO2 carbon footprint in the environment. So part of the sustainability, like other players, we are also adopting new technologies. We are heavily investing on the waste heat treatment, where we can convert energy into reusable clean and green energy. We are working on, we are setting up plants for solar electricity. Also looking at substitutes using waste products like flash into the cement products. So these are some of the key initiatives which we are also in sustainably. Yeah.
Right.
And and our efforts continues to look at substitute products which are more cleaner and green to use as a reusable input for the raw materials.
Yeah. So demand for energy efficient buildings is increasing globally. How does Prism Johnson contribute to this trend by providing energy efficient building materials or solutions? Are there any specific that the organization for energy efficient construction projects?
So in terms of, because if you see there are certain category as more into the architecture of the products, the core building materials remain the same, but the architecturally the way the buildings are designed by using glass in the system, glass in the usage of more of glass buildings, so that the lighting is reduced and you can get more of natural lighting. So in there is no direct impact which we have in this particular the
Okay.
construction phase.
Yeah. So you being the chief information officer, like how are you driving digital information, digital transformation inside your organization, and what are some of the key digital transformation initiatives that you have implemented within the organization?
So in terms of digital transformation, as I mentioned, that in terms of process industry, we are part of the process industry, and there is a lot of direct impact which we are having in terms of when it comes to digital transformation, because there are a lot of technological advancement which has happened in the manufacturing side, particularly when we talk of the OT systems. So how do the OT systems which control the parameters for manufacturing process parameters? So we are adopting new technologies. In fact, we are upgrading all our upgrading and adopting new technologies in terms of AI-enabled analytics, so that the number of one is the objective is to have smooth operations. We don't have we can reduce the number of shutdowns in our plants and have more process related parameters controls, and the controls which are happening will be automated. AI based engines can help us to take corrective action on based on the past parameters. So these are some of the new technologies which we are adopting towards the process part of it, that is the manufacturing side. And then the marketing side, as I mentioned, that now we are also getting, there is a lot of consumer driven market where people are exercising choices. They are getting exposures to good products in the industry, in the market. So we are working on the side of CRM, where we are trying to directly get in touch with the customers, understand their behavior, understand their choices, so that we can take corrective actions from our side. When it is to product a new develop and design a new product, where the engineering team has to get inputs directly from the market. So typically in the area of the tiles, the faucets, which we are in.
Yeah, sure. So how have these initiatives impacted the company's operations and overall performance? I mean, what ROI like?
So in these cases, what happens is that the time to market the product. One is how do we time to market the right product, I would say, because understanding the design, understanding the behavior is something which is very critical in industry, which is typically in the home improvement sector. So we are getting the inputs directly from the market. We are also setting up our display centers where you can see the customers can walk into, select the tiles, look at the variety which we are offering, and this gives an input to the engineering team to get a feel from the market, that what's the pulse of the market, what's the pulse of the customers, and based on that we are manufacturing the products in the backend. So this has helped us to reduce the inventory which we were carrying within the pipeline, and the time to respond to the new changing taste of the customers is shorter.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, any stats you would like to highlight, like in terms of why this was kind of project wherein this was the kind of investment been done and the ROI was this much. So,
So, see the amount of basically when we talk about the CRM, it talks about the customer experience, and so there are two ways of looking at the ROIs. One is how much of the investment which you are putting in to capture new leads. So we have seen with the adoption of technologies like CRM, the number of conversions of leads have gone up from 77% to almost 15 to 16%. And also on the side of when we talk of the logistics cost, because of our mechanisms where we are tracking the fleets in the market which are moving, we are able to generate more outputs from the short the delivery time of the which has been taken at the customer side. That has been improved. The turnaround time has been improved. Some of our products, like the concrete, has been delivered to customers who are having the construction going on the side, and that's the hand-to-mouth type of supply chain which is been set up. So for them, it's very important to have a reliable partner who can service them within the time period which is specified. So we have seen we are now able to retain our customers in we have some of the customers and having big large contractors in the country who are I know that where we been trusted partners. So that directly indirectly reduces your
great from the customer experience perspective. Yeah. So, what I would like to highlight and for the manufacturing process and the productivity.
So on the manufacturing process, we have now moving towards the analytics part of it. As I said, that AI-driven analytics, where we'll be able to identify or continue to monitor and track the product performance or the health of the plants, the plant health performance. So this is been done on an online basis. We have a team of engineers who are sitting at the plant and monitoring the parameters. Now the decisions which have been taken are all manual decisions. Again, so we are now introducing technologies which will help them, or to take database decisions. They can have decisions which can be taken based on the past trends of the machines. The systems can now suggest that if there are certain malfunctioning which is happening, that what may be the cause, where they are likely or the chances are to look at troubleshoot the problem. So this will all reduce the time and efforts which have been put in to diagnose a particular problem, and decisions can be taken within a short period. Also, we have seen that there will be a drastic change in the reduction in the number of which are happening. So
Yeah,
some
sure.
of the areas where we are trying to bring in more digital adoption on the manufacturing side.
Yeah. So data analytics is one part of it, which is again, the latest trend. So Chat GPT is also, is quite popular now. So, what are your thoughts? Like the technology like Chat GPT is going to help, the manufacturing companies like Prism Johnson.
So ChatGPT is a very, I won't say it's still an evolving phase. There are a lot of, we need to wait and watch that what are the use cases where we can utilize ChatGPT. It's again based on the AI model, but then these are more of advanced things where we'll have to see the reliability of the type of inputs which we get from the OpenAI or the ChatGPT type of tools. So we are keeping a watch on it, but immediately we can't. I can't say that there is a specific use case where you can put it to use.
Okay. Okay. So
This is still evolving on the consumer end side.
Yeah, hardly we have any use cases presently. I think it's making more of the sense for from the content generation rather than very serious kind of use cases. Okay. So, building a culture of innovation and digitalization is crucial for sustained success in today's business landscape. So, how do you foster an environment of innovation with Prism Johnson, and what steps do you take to encourage employees to embrace new technologies and ideas?
The role of a digital officer is a very strategic role, and you need to have the backing, and because these are projects where you have to really look at new initiatives, new technology adoption. So what we do is that as a part of our developer culture is that we try to bring in new technologies. We try to run that on a pilot basis, involve teams, directly connect with the stakeholders in the organization, look at what are the needs and what are their pain areas, and then try to address those rather than bringing in technology and try to force fit it. So we are trying to work closely with the stakeholders. So once if they feel that there is a value addition which is happening into the area, then it becomes, if there is a pull as well as pull from the user organization, where we can get good amount of support. So we are trying to do that. We are also evolving our own IT team. IT used to be looked at as a support function. Now we are trying to change the mindset that you are a partner in the success of the business. So look at how you can evolve yourself as business consultants as such for when it talks of technology. So the business side should look at you as a technology consultant rather than just as a technology service provider. So this is an entire mindset change also we are trying to bring in by training and our internal technology team.
Yeah, sure. So, with so many disruption, so much of disruption happening, what do you think is the new role of CIO, in the current dynamics?
So the role of CIO is quite challenging in this. It also depends on the industry in which you are, uh, because some of the industries are going through a rapid technological change, and not only digital adoption, but they also are having a fear of the business model change. So in that case, the CIO has to be on the edge where he needs to look into the latest technology, see what is the latest in the greatest in the market, and then see what are the impact on his core business. As a CIO, I would say, as a CDO, Chief Digital Officer, it's very critical to look at new technological advancement which are happening in the industry. So it's constant learning, adoption, and experimentation, which has to be just to continue in the organization, within the organization.
Yes, sir. Can you share some insights into your organization's recent growth and performance, and what strategies have contributed to your business success?
So as I mentioned, that we are working on areas like adoption of the analytics side, uh, helping the business to bring in take database decisions, because when you talk of technology, when you talk of analytics, you have to first develop a culture where you take database decision. So that's one area which is on the top leadership side. Secondly, the core objective of having analytics, and we are looking at that any business functional head has to know that what's happening, what has happened. He needs to have the information that what has happened in his function at the end of the day. So we are trying to use analytics, which will help him to know that okay, at any point of time in the day, what has happened, because having this information collected and presented in a manner which is converted into information is very critical. So this will help him to take decisions on a very rapid space, as well as decisions which are fact based or database decisions. So we are working on those areas, and few years down the line, I think we will be very successful in doing this.
Okay, sure. So, what are the key focus areas for your organization at the moment, and are there any specific initiatives or projects you are currently prioritizing apart from the analytics part of it?
Yeah, so automation and analytics are the key areas which we are developing now, and of course, cybersecurity is one of the areas which we also. So, in terms of initiatives, as I mentioned, that we are also trying to upgrade our internal systems. We are trying to get in more automation, bring in more automation, adopt tools which will help us. AI related tools. We are exploring at various options, various technologies which can help us to take us there. Whether it is analytical tools or whether it is AI driven automation tools. So these are the areas which we are working.
Yeah. So, lastly, where do you see your industry heading in the next 5 to 10 years, and what are the potential disruptors or factors that may impact your industry in the future?
So, in terms of disruption, I would say that there are on looking at the pace at which the development is happening in our industry in terms of substitutes which will be made available. So in the if you see countries outside India, in particular the Western countries, there are a lot of substitutes which are available for the building materials industry. Like the use of cement and cementitious product has come down, and which has been replaced by prefabricated plastic related materials or prefabricated steel type of steel materials which are being used, not as compared to what we are using in India. So that's one area which the industry as a whole needs to look into, because that is going to be one of the looking at the alternate products for building materials is some of the areas which and have to keep pace with getting into that areas.
Okay, so you may just say that even Prism Johnson is planning to get into that area.
I will not be able to comment on that, that whether we are right now getting into that area or not. But I think in general we'll have to look into those areas.
Can't ignore, yeah.
You can't ignore that. You have to keep on watching what's happening.
Sure. So thank you so much for sharing valuable insights, Rupesh, and into the innovative strategies and practices that are, driving Prism Johnson's success in the building material and the civil industry. And I'm sure our CXO audience will learn a lot from the experiences you have shared today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.